Hey, so I wanted to check in with you guys and make sure that you are practicing some self-care, some self-love, because as we navigate through these big energy systems, there can be so much that comes up, right? It can be really, really overwhelming, like so much. And you'll find now that, there's some of us who have been doing the work for a long time. So, meaning, we are trying to do our best. We're reading the books, taking the classes, following the teachers, following the teachings, right? We're doing our best to try and better ourselves and trying to come out from, some of the shit that we come from, right? We're healing generational traumas, we're cycle breakers, we're empaths, we're doing the work. There's some of us that have really been doing the work. And then there's some that haven't been doing as much work as some of us. But right now, collectively, everybody is being pushed into doing some work. And it's because it's interesting. They're just showing me like a big pot of soup, a big pot of soup. How you can't just be one item in the pot of soup. You can't just, you're not alone in the pot of soup, right? Everything's in the pot of soup together. And so what's happening is the collective energy, right? We're transforming, we're building up to some huge transformation on this planet. And it's funny because I know that people have been talking about that forever, the event, the awakening, the blah, blah, you name it. They've been talking about it. And I kind of always felt like it was just like going to be a continuous progression forever, that it wasn't going to reach a peak. But I'm feeling something building. And so I think part of that is like that collective energy. And they keep using that word, collective energy, which kind of is a bit reassuring, because when they say collective energy, it makes me remember that I'm not doing this by myself, that I'm not having these experiences by myself, that I'm not having to navigate all of this by myself, right? That's huge, because for some of us who've been on our soul's journey consciously for a really long time, we know that there have been times where it felt like we were all alone, right? That nobody got what we were working on. Nobody, and like even the groups that we were following or part of, they were small, right? Small but mighty. But now, because everybody is collectively going through so much, because it's part of the mission, right? Part of the big picture, and we can easily lose focus about that. But this planet is the planet for change, right? It's the planet for resurrection. It's the planet for awakening, for ascension. It happens on this planet, and it's interesting because they're just showing me a picture of Jesus right now. And so it's interesting because there have been other souls before us, such as Jesus, who have come on this planet to help ascend it, to help change things, and it didn't go so well, right? It did not go so well for him. It did not go so well for Buddha. It's, some of our greatest teachers, it didn't go so well for them. And so part of, the interesting thing about how we are now is that we have this technology first and foremost. So we have the ability to pop online and be able to find others that are, going through the same stuff as we are, which is incredibly validating, right? And then we also have all of the, because they're saying to me right now, paved the way. So we have all of these other souls who have literally paved the way for us, right? And so I feel like what's happening is a lot of souls that are right now, maybe you watching or one of them, we are the old souls. We're the old school souls. We're the souls that have been reincarnating through all these lifetimes, and now have reincarnated in this particular lifetime, in this particular moment, on this time on this planet, for this massive shift, the massive ascension, the massive awakening. And so that means that those of us that are here now that have shown up for this mission, we have been around the block a few times, right? Like we have been around the block a few times. Now, this does not mean that we have got our golden wings, that we've been gifted golden wings. What it means is that we've actually accumulated a lot of life experiences. So a lot of us have accumulated a lot of karmic debt, right? A lot of us have accumulated a lot of wounds, a lot of traumas, a lot of dramas. And I know we look at that as something bad because you say to yourself, well, if I'm an old soul and I've been like doing it over and over and over again, shouldn't things be getting easier? Like, shouldn't I just be like ascending it all and things just, become smooth and easy? And you'd think that would be the way that it would work, right? Because isn't that the law of attraction, right? Isn't that how? But, the thing about it is we still have that human perspective of what a dramatic or traumatic experience is. We still have that human perspective of this is bad. This is something bad that is happening to me. Oh, it's bad happening to that person. We still have that, right? Ego, pain, body still shows us it through that lens. But as our soul knows, we know that every time we come through these challenging experiences, we gain enlightenment from them. We gain wisdom. We gain a depth in our soul, which is a good thing, which is a really, really good thing. So let's just because they're making me feel like we need to honor that a little bit. They're saying like literally honor the pilgrimage, like honor the trek, the voyage of some of the things that we're going through. And it's big stuff, right? Like I'm going through the stuff with my mom with her cancer, and there's other friends, family members who are also going through very similar things. There's a lot of big stuff that we're going through. And I know that when you're caught up in it, because when I get caught in it, right, when I'm on the phone with the doctors and navigating this appointment and doing all that, and that's not going this way, and I'm feeling not great myself because this affects my nervous system, I feel I can definitely lose focus of why this is happening, what the purpose is, what's it serving. I can definitely lose that. And they're saying to me, because you're only human, right? So that definitely happens. And so we have to give ourselves the grace when that happens, because we're not always going to be able to show up at 100%. We're not always going to be able to, in the moment, have the spiritual awareness of what you should be doing or how you know how to do it, right? So we have to allow ourselves to have those moments, but then hopefully those moments of being, falling down are less and less, right? Hopefully we can pick ourselves up quicker and quicker. And I know that I'm finding that for me, but your journey is personal, and you have to navigate things in your own unique way. And for me, I get the awareness, like as soon as the stress levels start to trigger my nervous system and, my vestibular migraines kick in, as soon as that starts to happen, I know that I need to slow down. I need to, I need to just unplug from everything for a little bit and just read a book, or just sit there and look at the trees outside, because it's too cold to be outside right now. But you know what I mean? Like, I just need to do something that's slow. And when I asked for some specific guidance on that, because it's just had been a rough few days, like rough, difficult humaning few days. And then we've been having the full moon energy and the eclipse energy and the Schumann spiking, and all. It's been a lot to do, a lot to function through. And when I asked for some guidance on it, they literally threw their hands up in the air and said, say, I don't care. Say, I don't care. That was the best advice that they gave me. And at first, when they gave me that advice, I thought, okay, well, I don't care. I don't want to be not. So there's that party that is like, well, I don't want to be my head in the sand and ignore it. I don't want, because those people that do that piss me off. So I don't want to be that person. And then I felt into a little bit and I was like, yeah, when I say that, when I allow myself to go, I don't care. There's like, there's like freeing energy in it that comes through. It's like this sense of lightness that kind of comes through that doesn't mean I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. I'm not gonna, it's not that kind of energy, but it's like, just like, you know, if you look at something and it bothers you, or something comes up and it's bothering you, or somebody says something that bothers you, instead of having a reaction to it, instead of having an immediate reaction with a physical reaction to it, you just say, I don't care. I don't care. And as I do this, like as I'm sitting here doing this with you guys, I get this like lightness, this like kind of, you know, a little bit, I feel like I can laugh a little bit at things. Like I feel like there's a little bit of lightness. And I feel like that's going to be like the saving grace for all of us through this next little bit. All of the things we're navigating, all the triggers that are coming up, all the shadow work that we're doing, all the stuff that we're working on. I feel like that's going to be a really, really helpful tool of just doing the, I don't care. So do yourself a favor and just try it. Just try it. Just feel into it. Allow your whole being to kind of just feel into that and just do the, I don't care. Just see how your energy shifts when you do that. Like, just from me saying it this few times with you guys, I feel like boom, 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 boom. Like I feel more centered. I feel a little bit lighter. I feel like there's less chatter, less like to do up here. I feel like I can breathe a little bit deeper. Like there's that kind of, so maybe we just have to do this. We have to give ourselves permission to just not care for a little bit. Doesn't mean we're giving up. Doesn't mean we're sticking our head in the sand. It just means we just need to lighten things up a little bit as we navigate through this all. Sending you guys huge blessings.